I don't know about you, but I've been criticized plenty of times for still using plastic even though I'm an environmentalist. And that's okay. I brush it off, I don't really care, but these comments can be really harmful to someone who's just starting their zero waste journey, and they see someone criticizing me who's been doing this for 3 or 4 years, and I'm still doing it imperfectly. These comments saying that I'm not a real environmentalist, I'm not really doing anything that matters, is harmful, and it makes people not even want to start this journey. They might want to quit before they even begin just due to judgment. Hello everyone, it's Emma, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste, and practical ways to be an activist. And today, we're talking about how it's okay to be an imperfect activist, an imperfect environmentalist. So all these comments got me thinking, is it even possible to avoid plastic in an everyday life in the Western world? I don't think so, personally. We'll talk more about why I think that way. I think this because surely these critics are also using plastic. Granted, they're probably not doing anything to be zero waste, and I'm at least trying a lot. You know, why make those harmful comments if you also are doing damage to the planet? So what I've done is I've looked at my life as well as what I think other people do in their daily lives to make a hypothetical day in the life situation. So I'm not saying that every single person behaves in this way, I'm just saying this is probably what the average American does on a daily basis. But I guarantee all of us do at least one of these things that we're gonna talk about. So let's dive in and talk about ways that most people probably use plastic in their everyday life and how we probably can't avoid plastic. But speaking of ways to avoid plastic, this brings us to today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Luisa. Did you know that jewelry made from virgin materials like gold, silver, and diamonds takes a lot of energy, a lot of resources, and is very polluting to the earth? That's why you should look for a jewelry brand that uses nearly 100% recycled material in their products. And they also use lab-grown diamonds, and that's why I choose to use Luisa when it comes to my jewelry. Not to mention they're also 100% carbon and water neutral. Win-win all around. But you might be thinking, lab-grown diamonds, not really my thing. These look legitimate. They look so beautiful, so intricate, and the best part to using recycled metals as well as lab-grown diamonds is they are so much cheaper than the real thing, so it's better for your wallet and the planet. Something really cool that Luisa does is they use these reusable cotton pouches for their jewelry instead of like little bags and so forth. So this is just one way that choosing Luisa can help you live more plastic free, like we're going to be talking about in the rest of this video. I've said it before on this channel and I'll say it again, their pieces are so lovely, they're so dainty, and they can be dressed up or dressed down. As you can see if you're not new to this channel, I love just wearing t-shirts and sweatpants, and I still wear their jewelry all the time. But I also, we just went on a really fancy date last night and I wore the jewelry there as well, so it really goes both ways. So the newest jewelry pieces to my collection are this dainty diamond ring, this sunshine necklace, and these earrings that actually look like you're wearing 2 earrings, but it's just one. So if you don't want to get your ears double pierced, these are the ones for you. So thank you Luisa for the beautiful jewelry and for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to shop these pieces and more, you can use a link down in the description or in the top of the comment section. And this link will get you $15 off just in time for the holiday season. If you're looking for some last minute gifts, go ahead and use this discount code. They make a great gift. So this is just one way that I avoid plastic in my everyday life. Let's talk about other ways that we use plastic every day and ways that we can avoid plastic in the future. So first, let's start this hypothetical day at home. We all start our morning with an alarm, most likely if you work a typical 9-to-5 job, you're not self-employed, or you're not woken up by your kids or your dogs, you use an alarm. Most of us these days probably just use the alarm on our phone, but if you use a traditional alarm clock, that is made of plastic. But fun fact, even our phone, especially if you have a case, clearly is made of plastic. If you have a screen protector, plastic, and even components of the phone itself is made of plastic. You probably also unplug your phone from its charger, plastic, and then perhaps head to the bathroom to get ready for the day. In the bathroom, we use face wash, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, and maybe even shave. Unless you're buying all of that plastic-free in bar form, it's probably plastic. Next, maybe you even wash your hair and then dry it with a towel or a hair dryer, and then you curl it, you straighten it, you add gel to it, you brush it. All these items contain plastic, most likely. And then it's time to get dressed, and unless your clothes are made from 100% hemp, cotton, denim, silk, or another plant-based material, your clothing has plastic in it. This is in the form of polyester, nylon, spandex, and so forth. Moving on to work or school. Once you're ready for the day, you start your commute. That might be to work or school or even to the grocery store or something to run errands. Especially if you're in a country like the United States that is very spread out and the public transportation system is not good. But even then, for example, I lived in Japan. Public transportation there was on point, but you had to get train tickets, which contained plastic, or you had to use this little card that was kind of like a pass to scan at the gates, made of plastic. So even if you're using public transport, you still can't avoid it. But cars contain plastic and multiple components. But maybe you bike though. And even if you do, that still has plastic. The handlebars, the pedals, the helmet, and so forth. And even if you walk, your shoes most likely are made of plastic in some component, unless you're wearing like full cork cotton shoes, which I doubt. Even recycled rubber, unless it's 100% natural rubber, it's plastic. But you make it to work or school and you sit at your desk. Well, it's possible that your desk and your chair be made of complete wood. It's most likely got plastic in it. Maybe even it's fully made out of plastic because it is the cheapest option for all of these businesses and schools. And then you get to work. Maybe it's on a computer, an iPad, a laptop, or even in your spiral notebook with your pens. Regardless, there's some sort of plastic involved in our day-to-day work or school lives. Something else we all do throughout the day usually is eat. Now this might actually be possible to do completely plastic free if you're eating fully out of cans, cardboard, glass, or package free, shopping from the bulk. It is possible. But there are still a lot of areas where I think a lot of us use plastic in our day-to-day food lives. Not all of us are that privileged to have access to zero-waste food stores, and we still have to opt for plastic options when it comes to food. Even boxes of pasta have little plastic windows. So surely at least one thing in your diet comes from some sort of plastic source. For me, I'm a sucker for berries, so I get a lot of berries in plastic. And I also like pasta, which has that stupid plastic window. But even then, even if you're fully zero waste shopping at a bulk store, you probably buy fruits and vegetables, and I guarantee your fruits and vegetables have stickers on them, or rubber bands, or twist ties. And regardless, you probably buy coffee and coffee creamer and milk and meat or a meat replacer like tofu or mock meat. It's pretty hard to avoid plastic when it comes to food, but again, it is possible. And then after dinner, it's time to settle in for the night. You might wash the dishes with liquid soap and a brush, so you can get bar soap plastic free, you can get a wooden brush, but most people don't use that. Then if you're like me, it's time to walk the dog with his leash made of plastic, his poop bags made of plastic. It is bioplastic, but it's still plastic. And then we like to finish off our nights watching Netflix, be it on our phones, laptop, or the TV via the Xbox, all of which contain plastic and have to stream through our plastic Wi-Fi router. And then it's back to the bathroom to do the whole routine again, shower, shampoo, brush the teeth, toothpaste, all of that involves plastic. It doesn't have to. Again, not all of this has to contain plastic, but for the average person, it does. And even then, if you do have a zero-waste bathroom, I bet that your shower head contains plastic, or at least part of your bathroom. If you somehow manage to avoid plastic in every aspect of your life, I'm willing to bet part of your house is made of plastic. Like that, my sockets. I just saw that. Sockets. The carpet is probably made out of synthetic materials. Linoleum. And that's it for the hypothetical day routine. I know I just briefly touched on it, but look at how much plastic is involved in our lives. That's not even single-use plastic. The point is, people think all plastic is bad. And plastic isn't great, I'll admit, but there are so many things made of plastic that we rely on, or it's not single-use. For example, my camera has a lot of components made out of plastic, but I've had this camera for years. I take good care of it. I plan on making it last for more years to come. Plastic isn't bad, single use is bad, because even single use glass, cardboard, and metal is bad too. We can't avoid plastic in our current world. Even those people having the perfect little mason jar full of trash that they've accumulated in 5 years, they still make plastic trash. It's in that mason jar. Sure, it might just be one sticker from one banana per day, but that's still plastic. They still have phones, they still wear shoes, they still use some sort of transportation. Plastic is impossible to avoid. And I often get comments like, your watch is made out of plastic, your chair is made out of fake leather, my old chair. First off, again, those are not single-use items, and second, I bought them secondhand. So I even kept that plastic out of the landfill. Nobody's perfect. Even the people who try super, super hard to be zero waste and be the best environmentalists out there can't be perfect in this world. If we lived in a perfect world, sure, I could avoid gas. I could avoid supporting the oil industry. Not afford. I could just straight up do it. I could avoid plastic entirely, but I can't because of this world that we live in. And it's okay to have to take part in these systems because it's our only choice and still be mad at them and hope that we can make a better future for ourselves. So don't beat yourself up if you have to use some plastic every now and then, or you feel like treating yourself. This is something I've really had to learn over my journey over the last 3 years or so, is that sometimes I want a candy bar. And yes, it comes in single-use plastic, but sometimes, no, all the time. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health and the health of the planet. Because ultimately, zero waste is only sustainable if it's sustainable for you as well. If you're miserable because you're avoiding every single piece of plastic in your life and you're only eating bulk rice and beans and you never treat yourself to anything, you don't partake in your hobbies anymore because your paints and your yarn, your hiking shoes are made out of plastic, that is a miserable life. So yes, limit your consumption, be a conscious consumer, avoid single use when possible, but also make sure you're still having fun in life. We need to do our best to take care of this planet and leave it better than we found it, but we also don't have to be perfect. You don't have to put the entire pressure on yourselves. Let's also do more work to hold our companies, corporations, and governments accountable. They are largely responsible for our invisible waste, like emissions, and our physical waste as well. Let me know if I did not mention anything that you still use in plastic down below, and let's talk about how we can still be imperfect environmentalists. So down below, talk about one thing that you do that is super, super great, but also something you do in plastic. For example, this year I started writing to my government, and I also, if something is within like a 5-minute drive, I walk. So those are some great things that I do. But like I said, I still am a sucker for berries, and something new that I started buying this year is yogurt. I didn't buy yogurt for years because it came in plastic, but I love yogurt, and I also got really sick of bulk oatmeal. I ate oatmeal every single breakfast for like 3 years straight. Hate it. For my own health, because I need to eat breakfast, I started buying yogurt. So there's mine. Let me know yours down below. And also, do your part to inspire others as well. Because ultimately, if me, just as one person, avoids every single piece of plastic in my entire life, that is not going to save the planet. It's just not. But it does make a difference. Every single piece of plastic you avoid, every single-use thing you avoid does make a big difference. But it makes an even bigger difference if you inspire more people to do it. If you can get your whole office space to quit using single-use water bottles, if you can get your whole family to quit using like single-use Ziploc bags, that is awesome. But that's all I have. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it if you made it all the way to the end. If you're new here and you haven't hit the button yet, the subscribe button is right there. Like I said, talk about all sorts of things zero waste here. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up as well. It really does help support this channel. But that's all for now. Thank you for your time. And until next time, remember that your small actions have a big impact in the long run. Bye guys. The point is, and don't forget to hit the, that is all for now. What was that?